If my nose looks a little bit bigger than usual, it's because I have a pimple and I can't do anything about it. Yo guys, what is up? It is CJ or Sorable bringing this video on my channel once again. Now in today's Krunker video, I'm bringing you my 90,000 subscriber Q&A. First off, I just want to start by saying thank you guys so much for 90,000 subscribers. This is something that I genuinely never thought would happen in my life. And honestly, I haven't really done anything from like 50K till now. So thank you guys for 60, 70, and 80,000 subscribers. We just hit 92,000 subscribers and we're going to get to 100,000 any day now. So if you guys are new to the channel and like to see, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe and turn on post notifications and never miss a Krunker video from your boy. Now, as I stated, we are doing my 90,000 subscriber Q&A. And if you guys don't know what Q&A stands for, it's question and answer. And we got an overwhelming 761 comments on this video. So I just want to say thank you guys for all the love and support. But let's get a bunch more comments on here too. This video is sponsored by my friend Big Ship. If you guys know who Big Ship is, he's another Krunker content creator. And he's actually sponsoring this video for 20,000 KR. That's a lot of KR. That's like 40 heroic spins. So as usual, you guys know the rundown. There's 3 easy steps to this giveaway. First off, you must be subscribed to my channel. Second off, you guys have to go subscribe to Big Ship's channel. And then third and finally, make sure you guys comment your in-game name in the comments down below. So for example, I would subscribe to me, I would subscribe to Big Ship, and then I'd comment my username saying my username or IGN or in-game name is Sorable. Make sure you have the spelling correct, make sure you have everything correct, because if you mess it up, you might lose out on 20,000 KR. So make sure you guys enter in the giveaway. It's super duper easy. And without further ado, let's get right into the 90,000 subscriber Q&A. Now, like I said, we have almost 800 comments, so I'm most definitely not going to be replying to every comment, so I'm only going to be picking the best comments with the people who use hashtag Sora90K Q&A. I feel like this is a very appropriate one to start on, but Nat said, why did you start making videos? Also, how are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. And how did I start making videos? I really don't know. Like, genuinely, I just kind of started making videos one day, and ever since I've been making videos. I think YouTube was popping off in like 2008, 2009, and my brother showed me a few YouTube videos, and I think we were just trying to make like a stupid viral YouTube video back in the day, and for some reason I just really enjoyed it, and it stuck ever since. Next comment we have is from HG Hashbrown. They asked, when the new skate game comes out, will you come back to it even for one video? And if you guys did not know, when I started this channel, it was primarily a Skate 3 channel, which sounds really weird to a lot of people, but Skate 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. I probably have like a year or 2 of playtime actually in the game. Not just like sitting on my screen, not just like I played it for 2 years, like I probably have like a year or 2 of actual in-game playtime on Skate 3. Like I was playing Skate 3 in 2011 and I pretty much still play it every day till now. The way I would explain it is it's kind of like a fidget spinner to me. Every time I'm just chilling and don't want to actually play video games but want to stimulate my brain, I play Skate 3. So they're asking when Skate 4 comes out, which is actually coming out, will I be making videos on it? Really depends on if the game is good. I have a really weird feeling that they're going to try to take it in like a Skater XL way, and Skater XL is perfectly fine, but I really want a good skate game. Like I really just want Skate 3 2, if that makes any bit of sense. So yes, I'm going to be talking about the new skate game on my channel eventually. Will I make a bunch of videos on it? It really just depends on how good the game is. This one's really simple. Sean Scratch asked, where do you stream? Guys, I stream at twitch.tv/Sorable. If you guys do not know, I'm a Twitch partner and I'm primarily stream Krunker. So if you guys want to go check it out, it's in the description, or just type in twitch.tv/Sorable. I feel like there's a lot of really good questions. I don't like this. Another Sean asked, how long have you been with your girlfriend? If you guys do not know, I have an amazing girlfriend. Her name is Laura, L-O-R-A. So we like to call her Lorable because like Sora, Sorable, Laura, Lorable. And me and Laura have actually been together for 5 years almost. It'll be 5 years in May. And that's a really long time. To be honest with you guys, this channel really would not be possible without Laura. Not that she necessarily does anything for it, but she most definitely keeps me going, wakes me up when I need to be up, and just keeps on motivating me. Shout out to you, Laura. We love Laura. Micah Allen asked, what is the first Krunker YouTuber I ever watched? I'm not sure, I'm not absolutely certain, but if I had to guess, it was probably Phil's Goodman or UCD. Next question comes from Kinji, and they asked, what is your #1 tip for new content creators? It really depends on what you're doing. I know nothing except gaming YouTube, and on there, I know for a fact that you have to make your content new and interesting. And as of recently, it's been kind of hard to do that on Krunker. A lot of content creators make very similar videos just because the ideas are somewhat scarce, but I knew when I started Krunker that I had to do something new and interesting. So it's exactly what I did. And if I had to give any advice to newer content creators, to Krunker, or just gaming in general, make interesting content that you would want to watch, because if you're making videos that you even think is boring, why would anyone else watch it? 2, try to be as consistent as possible. If that's you upload on every single Monday ever, or if you upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday like me, or even daily uploads. Don't stress yourself out. And the third thing isn't super important, but also being very good at the game you play is helpful, because trying to carry your content exclusively on personality is very hard. So if you have a pretty decent personality, pretty decent gameplay, pretty decent content, you're gonna make it far. I like this comment. E39E Krunker asks, how long does it take for you to gather clips? How do you get your ideas for videos? And what Krunker streamer slash YouTuber do you watch the most, if any? So what I do is I usually play for about an hour, maybe 2, maybe 3, really just depends on how long it takes. Because in my videos, I either like to get nukes, a high kill game, quad feeds, trick shots, etc. So I try to get a few of those things, and that usually takes an hour or 2, maybe even 3 if it's a bad day. And then how do I think of my video ideas? I really don't know. I just kind of sit here, look at my screen, and ideas pop in my head. It's just something that YouTubers have happen. It's just something that my brain is wired to do. It thinks of ideas for me. I also try to somewhat repurpose content that I see in other games on Krunker, but mostly it's just like class-based, kill-based, gameplay-based, etc. And then what Krunker streamer slash YouTuber do I watch the most, if any? I probably watch Waspy or Zed the most. I don't know why. They're usually on really late when I'm still awake. And then YouTuber, probably UCD, just because he's UCD. But I used to watch a lot of Mile Roblox Fan when he uploaded, just because I love informational content like that. It was such an untapped source of content, and he did a really good job at what he did. This is a really simple one. Flanker asked, how old are you? I am 21 and I'll be 22 in May. Kind of look like I'm 13, but it's fine. I like this one a lot. Cryin the Z asks, what do you do outside of Krunker? We all know you as the Krunker man. What I do outside of Krunker is not much. I hang out with friends. I play a lot of video games. I hang out with my girlfriend. I sometimes work on my car, stuff like that. Really don't do too much else. I am really just as normal as a person as you are. I just make YouTube videos here and there. I wish there was more to it, but there's just simply not. I also like this next question. I'm a Bean Krunker says, do you have any siblings? If so, have they been very helpful to your life? A lot of people don't know this. I actually have a brother and sister, and then I have 2 other stepbrothers. And as I just mentioned, like, my brother pretty much got me into YouTube. And of course, they're my siblings, and I absolutely love them. Unfortunately, they live in Texas. And if you guys don't know, I live in Missouri. And that's about a 12-hour drive, a 2-hour plane trip. So I don't get to see them very often. And they probably don't watch my YouTube videos. But if they do, just, I want them to know that I appreciate them a lot. I'd like to spend more time with them and hang out with them, but just unfortunately, we're so far apart. And everyone's kind of growing up that it's just kind of hard to find time to do anything. This next question's pretty interesting. Bolt Gaming says, wondering as a small YouTuber, how do you make enough money to do these videos? And then he says a few other things like, where do I stream? I already answered that. And then he says, thank you for helping me through some hard times, and you're like an idol to me. First off, that just made my day. Besides this being my job, I really just do this to connect with you guys, because I know just as well as anyone else that life is hard, and I also escaped to YouTube to try to get away from life. So the fact I could be that for someone else means the world to me. And how I make money off YouTube and enough to make videos like this, I'm gonna answer it very simply and then a little bit more complexy. I obviously make ad revenue off these videos. I make ad revenue off Twitch and then subs off Twitch. And I also have sponsorships. I also have other referral links and stuff like that, and I also have like Krunker creator code, and somehow, some way, that always adds up every single month to allow me to do this full time. So I want to say thank you guys for that. It's literally insane to me. I don't know how this is possible, but I just want to say thank you guys so much. My 9-year-old self would be mind blown that I do this every day. But in terms how you can start making money off YouTube, it's a very hard grind. You're probably going to be doing YouTube for months and months and months on end for free, if not years. So if anybody's hopping into YouTube to try to do it to make money, go get a job. Not trying to be mean, and if you have the free time and will to do this, please do it. But if you're doing this exclusively for money, you're going to be sorely wrong when you realize you've been doing this for 3 years for free and haven't made a cent. Next question we got is from Prince FB. They ask, what is my favorite food slash... I like pizza a lot. I like cheese ravioli a lot, and probably one of my favorite foods ever, because I don't get to eat it that much, and a lot of people think it's really weird, is I really like liver. I like beef liver, and I don't know why. One of my first memories ever is eating beef liver at a place in Texas called Luby's. I don't know why I like that. It's just how it is. I also really like sushi. Sushi is fire. This is a really good question, but I don't know if I quite have an answer for it. Got a question from Ruger Loveland. Says, what was the first game you ever played? I'm sure my dad or brother could answer this more correctly than I could. I've been playing games for as long as I can remember, but the first game I ever have memory of playing was the Sonic Adventure demo for the Dreamcast. But it was the Sonic Adventure demo on disc for Dreamcast. That was such an amazing experience, and I'm sure I played some games before that, like for the PS1, but at least in my memory, it was Sonic Adventure. Next question is from Charlie Condra, and they ask, how much money do you make off YouTube? I don't know if I want to answer this. It's a pretty personal question, and it's a quite vulnerable question. I don't like talking about how much money I make off of YouTube because it truly does not matter. Like, for example, if we lived in a world where money did not exist and you just had to do one thing for the rest of your life and you had to enjoy it, I'd probably still be making YouTube videos and streaming. But I'll tell you guys how much I make off YouTube. And before I say this number, you guys have to realize I'm an adult. I have my own house. I have a girlfriend. I have bills. I have a dog. I have a car. That car needs gas. I'm a human. I eat food. There's a lot of expenses, so this might seem like a big number to a lot of you guys, and I'm very, very grateful to be making this much, but just know that it barely pays the bills. So I make anywhere from like $500 to $1,500 on YouTube a month. Really depends on how good the month is. One trick that I always kind of like to do is you get about $1 per 1,000 views. So if someone gets 1,000,000 views on a YouTube video, that's $1,000. And some channels it's a lot more, some channels it's a lot less. And even on that same channel, sometimes it's a lot more money and sometimes it's a lot less money. However, I will say the most amount of money I ever made in 1 month was $1,800, but that was back in like 2016. My primary source of income is YouTube, but I do have a lot of other stuff, as I mentioned before, like creator code, sponsorships, referrals, etc. Like I said, I don't know how I do it, but somehow, some way I gather enough money to live off of this. Next question comes from Yusuf Bucci. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. I'm so sorry if I did. And they asked, do you play Krunker in your free time? And if you do, how much? Honestly, nowadays, no, I don't really play Krunker in my free time. And it's not because I hate the game. It's nothing like that. It's just there's not enough to do in the game for me to be playing all the time. And plus, me playing it on stream and making videos with it kind of takes away from the experience for me. As much as I love Krunker, and I sometimes do play it in my free time, and I absolutely love playing the game. It's one of the most fun games I've ever played. You can only join the same lobby over and over and over again and get the same nuke over and over and over again. It feels just as good as it did the first time, but I don't want to burn myself out on Krunker more or less. So playing it during streams only and videos only is a pretty good balance. I actually like this question a lot. FaZe Omid asked, were you ever demotivated during streaming or YouTube and wanting to quit? 1,000,000 times yes. As cool as YouTube is and as much as I appreciate it, it's a very mentally taxing job, and sometimes it's even physically taxing, especially like just on my body. Sitting here all day, every day, gets kind of boring, gets a little bit depressing to be honest with you, and sometimes it's pretty hard to push forward. Like example for this video, I was supposed to record this on Sunday, and I slept through Sunday, and here I am at 6 in the morning on Monday recording this video for you guys. Do I want to be asleep? Yes. Am I making this video? Yes. So yeah, sometimes I do want to quit, but then I kind of remind myself why I do this. Just knowing that it's going to make a handful of people's day makes it worth it for me. And plus, like I've mentioned, this is kind of my job, so I must do this. But no, I think about quitting quite often, not because I'm necessarily ungrateful, because I think it'd be much easier to work a normal job than do this. Because with this, I'm my own boss. I do literally everything besides the thumbnails. Shout out to Sickness. But I do literally everything. I think of the video ideas, I record the videos, I edit the videos, I upload the videos. And getting yourself to do something is pretty hard, because at your normal job, this guy is telling you to do this, and if you don't do this, you're going to lose your job and you're not going to be making any money. But wholeheartedly, in my mind, I know I could disappear for a month, come back a month later, and be good. Maybe I'm just lazy, I don't know. But realistically, it is kind of demotivating sometimes, especially when you work on the video for 8 hours just for the video to do the worst out of the group. Do I ever think about quitting? Yes. And realistically, one day I'll have to quit, because eventually all good things have to come to an end, but I don't see that coming anytime soon in my future. And like I said, knowing that it's going to make someone's day makes my day, and it makes it worth it for me. I feel like I'm answering every question. I need to quit this. Savist asked, have you ever thought about quitting Krunker? And the obvious answer is yes. Especially in the dark days of Krunker when we went like 2-3 months without an update, I was like, I'm done. But at the bottom of my heart, I genuinely love Krunker. I love the game, I love what it's done for me, and the devs are also really awesome to me as well. Having an awesome friendship and relationship with the devs is really cool, and they do a ton for me that I can't repay them enough for. So have I thought about quitting Krunker? Yes, but not necessarily realistically. I have never once been like, I am quitting Krunker. Most definitely thought about it though, especially when those stupid red mains kill me. People ask me this all the time, so let's go ahead and answer this again. Moss Boy asks, how did you come up with the name Sorable? One night in an Xbox Live party on Xbox 360, me and my really good friend James were trying to think of OG gamer tags. We were those kids. And I knew I wanted able as like the suffix, and I was just trying to think of it, and I thought of the character Sora from Kingdom Hearts. So it was like Sora, Able, Sorable, and that's how I thought of Sorable. It took me like 18 hours one day, by the way. Next comment comes from Inch. Then they asked, why, when, and how did you decide to start making Krunker content and play the game, suddenly shifting from your original content? Sweet and simple answer of that, there was no original content. At the time I started playing Krunker, I really had no direction in terms of content. I was uploading random games, I didn't know what to play, I didn't enjoy any game I was playing at the time, and then Krunker fell into my hands and I was like, this game is amazing. So I started making content on it. It actually did pretty well, and it was fun to do, and it was really challenging for my content, and overall it just worked out for me. And that leads us perfectly into the next question from It's Me Puzzle, and they asked, what made you play Krunker? There's this one streamer slash YouTuber I've been following since I was like 13 or 14, and his name is Nuda. And if you guys know who Nuda is, props to you. I've been following him, and I was watching him on stream one day playing Krunker. I was like, this game looks kind of fun, so I just loaded it up all day. While I was streaming Fortnite, I started playing Krunker on the side because I was playing on console, and so my PC was technically available. So I started playing Krunker, and it was just a good time, and I really enjoyed it. I kept on playing it more and more and more, and then eventually I was like, let's make a video on it. And that's how CJ Or Sorable got into Krunker. Arjun asked, what did you do before following your passion gaming? Well, to be clear, I've always been a gamer, but the jobs I had before gaming were pretty much just able to fit more gaming into my schedule. I worked at a gas station, then I worked at this Mexican restaurant, and then I worked at this gas station, and then I worked at Domino's. A bunch of dead-end jobs, but they got the bills paid, and it allowed me to also make money and focus on my content at the same time. Next question comes from Mystic Gamer Z, and they asked, if you weren't a YouTuber, what would you have been? Love from India. Much love from Sorable. And this is honestly a really scary question, and this actually causes a ton of existential dread in myself, because I genuinely don't know what I would do if I wasn't a YouTuber. And I constantly think to myself, because eventually I'm gonna have to stop doing YouTube. It's just kind of how it works. Eventually I'm gonna have a family, I'm gonna have kids that I'm gonna have to take care of, and I just don't know if YouTube is gonna be able to support that. So I think about this a lot, and I try not to because it's honestly a scary thing. But I have no answer for this. I don't know what I would be if I wasn't a YouTuber, so I just want to say thank you guys for that. Yeah, I really have no idea what I would technically be if I wasn't a YouTuber. Maybe one day we'll get there. Thought about joining the military a few times, but it's kind of scary. Next comment comes from GMD Cuber, and they ask, if you had the choice to roommate with any Krunker streamer for a week, who would it be? This is a really hard question because honestly, most Krunker streamers are pretty chill. First one that came to mind was probably Rainsong, just because I feel like I know Rainsong the best. But like obviously, Moonjuice would be cool to hang out with, Waspy would be cool to hang out with, UCD be cool to hang out with, and etc, etc, etc. If I could probably live with most content creators for like a week, I think that'd be a really cool experience. I think I'd have a harder time trying to tell you which content creators I wouldn't want to live with. Next question comes from Crazy Bomber 1, and they ask, what is the headset you use for Krunker? And I use these really nice headphones. These are like the Ninja headphones, and they are the DT990 Pro 80 ohms by Bear Dynamics. I bought these because they're open backed, which means I actually can hear through them. So I hate sound canceling headphones because I don't like to not be able to hear what's happening around me. So I bought these because I could hear through them. Like I can hear the snaps right here because they're open backed, and I could pretty much just hear right through my headphones. These are super overkill for anything. These are like studio headphones. They're like $250. I don't necessarily suggest them, but they're very, very, very nice. Next question comes from Violent, and they ask, do you have any pets? Yes, I have my little dog Chloe. She's a Chihuahua, but we think she might be mixed with a mini pin. She's a cute little thing. We love her. Next question comes from Ranak, and they ask, dude, how are you so lucky with the quality of your games? In every video you get at least one nuke. Guys, there's no secret to how I play the game. I go into a lobby, I see if I can eliminate every player with ease. Regardless if I think I can't, I still try. And if I'm just getting absolutely obliterated, I go to the next lobby. I try in that lobby. If it's not working, I go to the next lobby. But like on stream and stuff, I'll just play the same lobby over and over and over again, almost no matter who's in the game or not. So for videos, just for time efficiency and to make my life easier, I'll go into lobbies, see if it's a good lobby. If it's not, I'll switch lobbies and repeat that until it works. I suggest doing that, and it really just depends. I also have incredible game sense. My shot's decent. My movement's pretty good. And I just have a lot of knowledge about Krunker. Next question comes from Afif Plays, and they asked, do you live with your family? No, I've actually been living on my own since I was 18. Family's a weird thing for me. Don't want to get too into it, but family's never been my strong suit. It's unfortunate because I live around so many people who are so family connected, but for me, it's always kind of felt like I've been more on my own always, and I think I kind of like it better this way. So no, I don't live with my family. I've been living on my own since I was 18, and currently I'm living with Laura, who is technically gonna be my family. By the way, I just want to say I am skipping over hundreds of comments to find some of these. If your comment didn't make it in this video, I'm so sorry. There's a lot of good comments, but only a few can make it into the video. Next question comes from Joseph, and they ask, who was your very first subscriber? Realistically, it was probably me. I was one of those guys who had numerous channels that I always subscribed to myself to get myself to like 5 subscribers. But besides myself, it was probably one of my really long time Xbox friends, or probably my dad. This one's not even a question, but Sir Steezy says 100k house tour, like, so he sees this. When we hit 100k, I'll do a house tour. And then our last question comes from Lone Fox, and they say, when you hit 100,000 subscribers, are you going to quit Krunker? I don't believe so. I think I'm gonna try to do something like UCD once I hit 100,000 subscribers, or maybe a little bit sooner. I think I'm gonna keep my main game as Krunker, but somewhat try to branch out to other games. Because as much as I love Krunker, it's only so big of a game, and I can only keep on growing so much and so much. So I might branch out here and there, maybe like on Sundays to other games, but we'll just have to see. But I like to think for now, for the foreseeable future, Krunker's gonna be my main game for a very long time. But I think that about does it for our 90,000 subscriber Q&A. I want to say thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for commenting. Thank you guys for supporting. Thank you guys for being here. This video might be ridiculously long, and if it is, I am so sorry. I just want to say thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for 90,000 subscribers. My brain can't comprehend that number genuinely, and I say this every time we hit a big milestone, but this has always been my dream, and the fact that I'm living my dream is a little bit surreal, and you guys make this all possible. I could not do this without you, so I just want to say thank you guys so much for 90,000 subscribers. 100,000 subscribers coming soon! Like I said, make sure you guys go ahead and enter in Big Ship's giveaway. 20,000 KR is a lot of KR. All you guys have to do is subscribe to me, subscribe to him, and leave your in-game name in the comments down below. And yeah, I think that about does it for the 90,000 subscriber Q&A. Never thought we'd get here, but here we are. I just want to say thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and as always, it's been your boy, CJ or Sorable. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.